Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom, now out. Let's talk about it. Okay, so Aquaman 2 is now officially here, and it is the final movie in the DCEU. It's done and dusted. Can you believe that? The DCEU is now done and dusted, and Man of Steel still reigns on top as the best DCEU movie to date. But we're not here to talk about the DCEU. We're here to talk about The Lost Kingdom, Aquaman 2, a movie that the studio itself didn't have any faith in. But, I mean, it's Warner Brothers. At this point in time, like, do they believe in any of their films? Because they just run so badly. So, I was nervous going into this because I think the first Aquaman was quite good. And it surprised us. It surprised how well it did and how much money it actually made. It made over $1 billion, which was insane to think about it. So, I was nervous about this one because of all the things I've been hearing about it. And look, I don't think it's as bad as what people were making out. Now, granted, it's not a good film, but it's not as bad. It's not like this low-level trash. It's not Expendable 4 bad. It's not that bad. But it has a lot of problems, man. It has a lot of problems. And the first thing is, this does feel like it's trying to be more of a comedy. It feels like it's trying to be like Thor, Love and Thunder, where it's more comedy. And it's like when you're supposed to have these serious themes running through with Black Manta going after your family and like trying to kill people and stuff like that. It just feels like they're overdoing the comedy side of it. It's like, why do we have to carbon copy the MCU? And that's what it felt like. It felt like it was trying to carbon copy it and add in these jokes that just didn't land. And they were just there for the sake of it. Now, I thought the first Aquaman, what it did really well is it elevated the Aquaman character from being a joke that no one cares about to, you know, oh, Aquaman's kind of badass, man, let's go. And then obviously you have Zack Snyder's Justice League, which made him even more badass. And you're like, yes, Jason Momoa, Aquaman, badass. This movie kind of turns him back into a joke. It really does. And I was like, oh, it's frustrating. This movie is probably frustrating because there are elements in this movie that I really enjoyed. Like, for instance, Orm and Arthur themselves. You know, we also know about the first movie and what happened between the brothers. But this movie really dives into their relationship. But I would like to dive into the relationship a lot more. I feel like there was a groundwork was there for their relationship, but they never really fully got into it. I would have liked along this journey to have more moments with them. Because obviously there's a moment at the end that happens and they showcase 2 moments that changes Orm's mind in this movie. But I feel like if we had a journey with these characters and how they grow together as brothers and start to accept each other, maybe we could have got more moments that makes a bit more sense to why Orm does that. You know, it's just the potential for a good film was here. I can see it. Now, the fight at the end with Black Manta and Arthur, I thought was really, really cool. Very short, but cool. It was really, really cool. But then the whole final act is so quick. And I'm sorry, but there is nothing worse than when you have this overarching villain like they have in this movie that is like pulling the strings, doing it all, and then it just dies so quickly and so easily. It's one of the most frustrating things. Like, you're building this character up to be like this insane, powerful person, and then it's just like over like that. It's like, why? Why are we doing that? Another thing that is a problem is, look, I love the shared cinematic universes. I love that. But in here, we are talking about like a global catastrophe. Like, we're talking about, this is reshaping the world. This is like end of the world sort of stuff. You're trying to tell me Superman's not going to be involved in this? You're going to tell me Batman's not going to be, Wonder Woman's not going to be involved? It's a bit hard that Arthur decided he was going to go to his brother for help and not go to Superman and be like, yo, Supes bro, you know, this could end the world. Maybe me and you should like hook up and like actually tag team and smash up what is going on here and like save the world. Maybe do that. I mean, that sounded really bad how I phrased that, didn't it? Sounded like, oh man, fanfiction's going to go nuts over that one. But look, that's the problem with the shared cinematic universe. When you have characters like Superman I find it very hard that he's just sitting on the sideline going, oh, Aquaman's doing a great job there. Look at him go, saving the world. I'm not getting involved over here. Lois, come back over here. I've been dead for the last 2 years. Let's get something going. It's like, come on, man. Come on. But hey, it is what it is. But Mira is in here quite a lot. Now, I was actually expecting, with everything that happened with Amber Heard to, not have her be such a big influence on the film. But she is in a lot of this film. She really is. So there's that. So people who aren't big fans of that, that's going to play a part. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys you should go watch it if you don't like her or anything like that. But I'm just warning you guys now, if you're going to go see this movie, she's in it quite a lot. She is. Now, another thing that I felt was lacking was the stakes. Now, this is supposed to be world ending, everything like that. It's supposed to be about Black Manta getting his revenge and going after his family. No one dies in this film. No one dies of significance. So you don't feel any stakes. Like, normally when you have this type of movie, someone important to the lead dies to push him over. And now there is a death on here that does happen off screen. And it's to a particular character. And there's no way, because we never see anything about her or anything like that. And you can tell that it's missing in this movie. You can tell that character is missing. I'm not going to tell anyone. I'm not going to spoil who it is. But there is one. And it's kind of like, oh, you can feel it. But it's like the impact's off screen, so you don't feel anything. And there's no one else that dies in this film. No one else of significant to Arthur Curry at all that dies. And it just takes away from the stakes. It really does. Now, there are some moments in here that are actually beautifully shot. There really is. I mean, I like the red sharks that ride. Looked absolutely incredible. There's this island that was actually really cool. And to see all these creatures in that was freaking awesome. It looked good on the IMAX screen. But, look, it's just very messy. It's all over the place. You go from one place to another place to another place, like, so quickly that you don't have any time to breathe, and they don't have any time to build these relationships back up with Orm and Arthur, and it's just kind of annoying. And the way that they make Arthur feel very jokey, it's kind of like, the man's a grown man at this point. Like, this is the end of the world, and, like, this guy is threatening his kids and stuff like that. And the dialogue, man, some of the dialogue is actually really bad. That's kind of frustrating. But look, I feel like there is a good movie here. And I feel like it all depended on Orm and Arthur's relationship. That I was more interested in than anything else. Them building the bridge back up and becoming brothers. I felt like that right there was enough. And I feel like a death to someone close to them could have been that bridge that brought them together and made it a bit more, thing. And then obviously you have the big arching villain, and it's like, oh. So really, what they did is Black Manta is kind of like the side villain. And then, it's just weird. And I personally look, I know it's comic accurate, more so this suit for Black Manta. I prefer the other one. I think the other one looks better. But look, it's not the worst movie. It's not a great movie. It's not a good movie. But hey, it is what it is. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Smash it down there. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Till then, stay safe and peace out.